Hello, people of the internet. It's Lucinda. I hope that everyone's safe and sound, and I'm so glad to be back here again. I do want to thank everyone who commented, liked, or subscribed to my last video. It really means a lot. Like, I heart you guys so much. This video, I'm going to talk about two things, hopefully get to a third. The first is what's been happening between this week and last, because it's a writer's log. Gotta tell you what I've been doing. Well, I've done a lot of formatting. I've added pages to a book that I'm writing, and kind of reacquainting myself to work life after having like 5 days off in a row. Many people I know are like, "You're still working?" Yeah, I'm still working. And as it stands, I can still go into the office when I need to on certain days. So I've been doing that. This last week, I transitioned from break time back to work time. And it was a little hectic, especially because 2 days this last week, my household, we lost water. Our well pump died, which is a thing that happens in the country. And it was not fun. However, during that time, as we're making adjustments and things, I continued working. There's not a lot you can do when you don't have water. I didn't feel like I could leave the house because I wasn't able to wash my hands. So, touching things would be an issue. But more importantly, it kind of taught me and reiterated a lesson that I've been learning about setting aside time to write and holding that time as something that's sacred. Writing is, for me, a career that I'm working on developing. It is something I'm going to do regardless of what people say, or you can't make any money. I'm still going to write. I also have a day job for that sweet, sweet health insurance. But what this week kind of showed me was the habits that I've spent the last couple months putting in place really paid off, because not only was I able to finish formatting Shadow's Tale, did it. I was able to add pages, like I said, to that new story and work on a couple other things that needed to be done in my writing life. And I did that really simply by setting that time aside. It's a half an hour to an hour on work days and 2 to 3 hours on a weekend. That's time that I set aside, which sometimes means that I turn down social occasions, which is hard, but it's enabled me to get to the point where I'm finishing things. So a little diatribe on how to finish things. 1, set aside your writing time. Like, you got to do that. 2, you got to learn to deal with a story when it's no longer new. I live my stories in my head a lot, so they can kind of take over. And occasionally, well, let's just say, writing in the creative process can be a little like relationships. You're in a relationship for a while. You two get really comfy and things aren't flowing like they used to. Well, then comes that new idea. New idea looks good. So you start spending just a little innocent time with new idea. Then new idea becomes everything. And I mean everything that you're thinking about. You have set aside your old writing project for something new, because that's where the passion is. Well, you're going to learn a couple things about new idea. 1, new idea leaves the cap off the toothpaste, puts dishes all around your house, dirty ones, doesn't pick up, and they leave the toilet seat up, which is an unforgivable crime. Truly. You have the same problems with new idea that you had with old. So kind of what I do is I will write like a paragraph about that idea. Like, this is what I like about this idea. These are some thoughts I have. And then I'll go back to my current project so that I can finish it. Normally, I try and work on one thing at a time, although I have several projects moving. Like when I was finishing up the edits on Shadow's Tale, I was writing The Devil's Due, which I'm hopefully going to finish this summer. So on May 1st, my book will be released. It's available right now for pre-order, which gives me some extra time just to double and triple check that everything's good. Shadow's Tale, by the way, is the story of a ghost cat who wanders through the streets of Orlando on All Hallows Eve, Halloween for the mundane, and, well, visits people that had an influence on their lives. And like any good story involving a cat, there's some mischief to be had in Shadow's wanderings. So I hope that you will take the time when it's out, or even now pre-order it, because that really does help me as a writer. We'll talk about pre-orders again in another video. The other thing, and the last thing I wanted to talk about, is something that another author, Sarah Elizabeth, she's an author, a blogger, and an all-around fabulous person, did a video on about being the weird that you want to see in the world. Part of the reason that I am now comfortable enough to sit in front of a camera, be recorded, and listen to myself afterwards is because I just started accepting myself for who I am. I accept the fact that I like some weird things that a lot of people don't. I love going to graveyards. They are beautiful, peaceful places to me. I love skulls. I like dark and creepy things. And the more I accepted that, and the more honest I was about the things in my life that make me happy, the more I was able to actually make connections with people, and the better my writing has become, because I'm no longer so afraid. What are they going to think if I write about this? Well, you're going to think what you want. I'm hoping that you'll think everything is fabulous. So that's where we are. I'm going to provide links to Sarah's YouTube channel. Oh, so sorry there, sweetie. And my Amazon links so that you can check out Bloodchild if you want, or you can look at Shadow's Tale. Have a great week. If you can, like and subscribe. And I hope everyone is doing really, really well.